from Cooking with Plants, and welcome to another recipe. And today it's a very special recipe in anticipation for Mother's Day on the weekend. So I'm making a beautiful raw berry vegan cheesecake. So let's get started. So for this recipe I'm using a 9-inch springform cake tin, and I've also got a food processor that I'm using for this. So first of all, I'm going to line this cake tin with some parchment paper, and what I've done is just cut a square piece of paper that's slightly larger than the base, and I'm just going to lay that over the top and then just put my top of the tin on there and close it up. And you don't need to cut this off or anything, it's just a really quick way to line the base of your cake tin. So first of all, we'll get started with the base of the cake. And I've got 2 cups of pitted large medjool dates. Next I'm adding in 1 cup of desiccated coconut. You could also use some shredded coconut. 1 cup of almond meal. And this is optional, but I'm using 1/4 of a teaspoon of coarse Celtic sea salt. The salt just tends to bring out the sweetness, so it's just a nice addition to that base. And this is ready to be blitzed up in the food processor. So this has been going for about 30 seconds, and I'll just check if that's all holding together. You may need to do it a little bit longer, but yeah, that's perfect. It's just sticking together really nicely. So about 30 seconds is perfect. And then we'll transfer all of this into the cake tin. And then just press this evenly into the base of your tin. Okay, so once that's nice and even, you're ready to make the main layer of the cake. And for this, you'll be using the food processor again. So obviously I haven't bothered to wash this out because I don't mind if there's a tiny bit of the base pieces that go into this section. So first of all, I'm adding another cup of dates, about 10 pitted dates. And I also have 2 cups of plant milk going in. So today I'm using soy milk, but you could use almond milk or oat milk, rice milk, even some coconut milk if you like to use that. Okay, also going in is 2 cups of cashew nuts. So I've got small pieces of cashews. It was just cheaper to buy it like this, so that's another option for you. And if you don't have a powerful food processor or a powerful blender that you're going to be making this in, then I suggest you give these nuts a soak maybe for 2 hours. And then also going in is 2 large bananas. So these have been peeled and frozen. I've had them in the freezer overnight, so they're very firm. And I'm also adding in a teaspoon of vanilla. And this is ready to process. Whoa! Well, now that I've cleaned up that little mini explosion, I think my lid just wasn't on tightly. I'll continue with the processing. Okay, so I've processed this for about 2 minutes now, and it's all smooth and creamy. Looks really delicious. I'm just going to remove the blade out of this. And then just pour this mixture into the base. And then I just like to use a silicone spatula just to get everything scraped out of this. And then just give this a bit of a tap down just to make sure it all evens out and it's nice and flat. And just to remove any air bubbles. So from this stage, I'm going to be making a berry topping. So you can either freeze this so it's set firm and you have a nice even layer with the berry layer on top. But what I'm going to do is actually I like to mix it in or let it seep in a little bit. I'm just going to put my blade back into my food processor. I haven't worried about cleaning it out. Essentially it's the same ingredients all being used in here, so it's fine. So I'm adding 2 cups of blueberries, but you could use any berries that you like, whether it's strawberries, raspberries, you could even make a blackberry cake. Totally up to you. Even some mixed berries would be fantastic. And then to this I'm adding 2 large frozen bananas. So again, they were peeled and frozen. And then just give that a blitz up for about half a minute or so. So I've had this running for about a minute and it's gone nice and smooth. And again, I'll just remove this blade from the middle here. And then just put this mixture over the top of this base. So what I like to do now is just to sort of swirl these two colours together. But like I said, if you want actual layers, just freeze that first layer first for a good 2 hours and then put the other layer on top and freeze that as well. Okay, so I'll just mix this through and spread it across the top. And then once you're happy that that's mixed through, just even out the top and flatten it off. For the final stage of this cake, I'm just going to top it with some organic mixed berries, and I've also got some organic coconut flakes that I'm putting on as well. But you could leave this as is, or you could top it with some fresh fruit at the end when you're serving it. It's totally up to you what you want to do here. So I'm just going to place some of these over the top. With the larger berries, just break them up and spread them around evenly on your cake. And I like to use mixed berries because it just adds a little bit of variety and a little bit of mixed colour, which adds a lot of interest. And we do eat with our eyes first, so I think your mum will be very happy, or if you're the mum and you're making this for yourself or your kids are making it for you, then I'm sure you'll be very happy with this. Okay, so put on some coconut as well. I'm just going to put a few in the middle, and that's ready to go in the freezer and let it freeze for a good 4 to 6 hours, or even overnight if you have time, and then just take it out, let it thaw out for about 15-20 minutes at room temperature, and it's ready to cut and serve and enjoy. So hope you like this recipe. Remember, you can print it off my website at cookingwithplants.com, and also join me on Facebook at Cooking with Plants, and I look forward to seeing you for the next recipe. Bye for now.